James, it's me, a very sweaty man, at the end of a long working day. I suppose I could have recorded this earlier. I could have recorded this in the garden. I was going to record this in the garden, but in fact, by the time I'd got everything together, the light was going, and I do apologise for the lighting. It's not my normal setup. There's a ghastly shadow behind me, and I should know better. But anyway, let's bear with now because I wanted to get this out of the way. So yes, here I am, a 50-year-old trying to navigate through life, and yikes is all I can say. so I've like most people, not been working much over the last year. So I was diving into YouTube and Twitter and all of this and watching the Creepshow Art drama, which is still going on. And then I found another online art community drama as well, which was equally weird. And I kind of thought, well, there's some eerie similarities to this. So I went and hunted down a couple of YouTube videos about when the ZeeFixesArt Twitter got hacked with some NSFW cartoons, and it's amazing how funny people get about cartoons. So obviously Twitter was the perfect place for all of this drama to kick off, because they're so deeply sensitive on there. Everyone's deeply sensitive about race and culture and sex and underage and overage and you name it, somebody's going to get angry about it. So if you were going to start some drama, if you were going to post an account about art and minorities, then yeah, what better place to do it than Twitter? So I looked into some videos about this ZeeFixesArt, and I thought there's very strange similarities here between this and the Creepshow Art drama, with her having several accounts on lolcow, arguing with herself under different sock accounts, which is hilarious. But you know, if you want to bring attention to yourself, why not argue with yourself? It seems perfectly rational. And then there was all that shit that she allegedly did to Emily Artful, and yeah, that's pretty gross and very obsessive. And I kind of looked at these channels talking about ZeeFixesArt, and I thought there's an awful lot of similarity here between ZeeFixesArt's behaviour and Creepshow Art's behaviour. And I thought, is it coincidence? Am I overstretching? Anyway, so these are conclusions that I've come to, and I've watched these videos and I've made some notes, and I'm sorry this has taken so long for me to do. I did want to do it before, but I just wanted to make notes that were going to make sense. Okay, so the first video that I watched about ZeeFixesArt, about ZeeFixesArt and being hacked in inverted commas, because yeah, that's another thing, was by a guy called Mohammed Agbadi. I hope I've pronounced that name right. And because he's a person of colour, he was kind of like the first person I wanted to look at about this, because obviously if a person's claiming to be a person of colour on Twitter and complaining that people aren't drawing people the right colour or whatever it is, then the person you want to listen to is a person of colour, in my opinion. So there was a thing that they mentioned on here that actually really stuck out at me, about when he was talking about ZeeFixesArt. He said that they flipped the account over, claiming it got hacked and they can reveal their real self. Who do you know who claimed to be hacked? Work that one out. In his video, and this is from the transcript of the video, you can go and check it out. I went through it and I wrote down all the subtitles. I'm a bit of a dinosaur. I could have done this electronically, but it was just easier to sit in a pub garden with a notebook and a phone, so I did this, okay. The person behind this entire account was busy scheming in the dark and doing this to get attention. Absolutely sounds like the lolcow post situation, doesn't it? And he says, you can only get away for so long doing something like this, expecting nothing to happen. And ZeeFixesArt disappeared, and much in the same way that Shannon Creepshow Art disappeared. Interesting. And he says the other possibility was this was the plan all along. I mean, the other possibility, the first possibility being it was a real person. The second possibility being that they weren't hacked and this was all to stir up drama. And I'm going to talk about the Spooksy video soon as well, and because they say pretty much the same thing, that this was all a big act. It's very interesting. So they talk about the plan, and so what was the plan? Now, from what I could see, it was riling up the internet, pretending to be an SJW hero, and I don't like using the word SJW because it sounds like I'm a Republican, and I'm not really. It's just the thing. The persona of ZeeFixesArt probably ticks all of the boxes of someone who wants to be woke, and you know, going on Twitter, that's a perfect place to set that off. So, you know, they took it to the extreme, and they were being a total fake and a disgusting scheming troll. Now, who else do you know who's been pretending to be sticking up for minorities and in the end just trolling and being fake? Interesting. So then I looked at the video of Spooksy. ZeeFixesArt got hacked, and there were some notable quotes in there. Aggressive behaviour was one that I thought was quite interesting, and weirdly and ironically enough, repeated attacks on Creepshow Art. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't she accused of attacking herself on lolcow using other sock accounts? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And Spooksy has two theories. That one, ZeeFixesArt is a genuine person. And second theory, that Z is a troll, which is mentioned at 4:43 of the video if you want to go and see that. The person who hacked the account is actually the real person behind Z. And my comment about this, my feeling about this, is that Shannon claimed her YouTube channel was hacked, and she also pretended to be different people. Very interesting. Can you see some similarities here? Is it just me? The account was hacked. Yeah. Z consistently misgenders them and goes out of their way to embarrass them, and it's also transphobic. Now, Shannon's sock accounts on lolcow were also attacking Shannon and were also very transphobic. The evidence seems to be racking up a little there, doesn't it? Spooksy continues. The hacker seems to be a combination of the troll that is ZeeFixesArt. I didn't get what she meant by that, but if it's the troll and ZeeFixesArt as the same person, that doesn't very much remind me of the time that Shannon had acted like both the part of the SJW hero and the troll at the same time. And then Spooksy said a very similar thing to Mohammed. This was the plan all along, to create purposely bad art and say they were fixing it to incite outrage. Incite outrage. In other words, the whole thing was a publicity stunt. That's, you know, Spooksy thinks or surmises, but it kind of reiterates what Mohammed said. And also, Z criticised Creepshow's picture and attacked her, which is exactly like the drama created about herself on lolcow. So, Shannon attacked herself on lolcow, and ZeeFixesArt attacked Shannon. Yeah, interesting. Shannon being quite a big, you know, big-ish content creator, and ZeeFixesArt mostly being on Twitter, and obviously that anything that happens on Twitter is going to end up on YouTube at some point. So, great place to stir the pot. Spooksy continues like, when they realised their engagement was going down, They realised that Z probably run their course and were losing interest. Now is the perfect time to hack Z's account and capitalise on the excitement of it. Now, this seems very similar to me to when Creepshow Art's normal engagement was lagging and she created more drama for clicks and notoriety by claiming she was hacked, for example. Z's account, this is Spooksy again, Z's account has literally existed since June. And for context, this video that I'm referring to from Spooksy was posted in September 2020. So June, July, August, September, 4 months, okay? Which means if this person is truly fake, this person would have to be masking as Z for 4 months, a third of a year. Would anyone have that much dedication to a troll account? Who indeed would have that much dedication to a troll account? Spooksy also pointed out the Patreon was not advertised much and brought in nothing. And she said, if this person truly is a troll, all I can say is get a hobby, I'm begging you. So it seems that in this situation, the money wasn't the motive, that the point of was creating drama for the sake of creating drama. That's what it seems to be to me. That, you know, if there was any money to be made by making ZeeFixesArt, trolling ZeeFixesArt, and then setting up a Patreon, you would have thought that the person setting up the Patreon would make money out of it, but they didn't. Very interesting, very interesting. But I mean, this was going on for such a long time, and all I can think of is this obsessive behaviour reminds me of all the shit that Shannon sent to Emily Artful. It's like, you know, get a hobby. Yeah, quite, get a hobby. Go out, touch some grass, you know. It's weird how people just spend so much time on the internet just creating drama and negativity, and like, what is wrong with you? I don't think these people are well, really. I don't know. At one point, this is Spooksy again, at one point, an account named Sarah, with Z's art as a PFP, profile picture, decided to defend Z. It was obvious that this was literally just Z because every post pertained to them. Would a troll do that and make a fake account to defend their troll account? Yes, very the House of Cards again, isn't it? It's very, very interesting. You've got Shannon's different sock accounts. You've got Britta Filter. She pretended to be lots of different people. She was on LolCow pretending to be somebody and saying awful things about Shannon. And then she was pretending to be all these other people. And she was messaging Emily Artful under lots of different names. And, you know, she pretended to be her detractors. And she pretended to be her supporters. And my goodness, how many sock accounts must she have had? So it's entirely possible, isn't it, that she could have made something else up that was so outrageous and stirring the shit. Who knows? Who knows? Spooksy also pointed out that when Z posted original art, like she drew, she didn't correct someone's art. She actually, they actually drew something from their own imagination rather than fixing somebody else's art. The one time that they did that, it had positive reviews. But they just made nothing of it and just went back to fixing art. And Spooksy says, Z is constantly complaining about hate, so you'd think that when they finally don't get hate, they'd go in that direction. But they didn't. So this person is obviously addicted to negative drama rather than positive reinforcement. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Instead, they went back to fixing art, she says. It is, and this is a really important thing that Spooksy has in their videos. And this is the comment that really struck me. And I thought, wait a minute, wait, just a cotton picking second. She says, it's as if Z seeks outrage. Z wants people to be mad at them and they seek the attention. So not only did Shannon seek drama, if this was Shannon and she had posted as the ultimate SJW figure, someone that the trolls part of the internet would absolutely hate, a brown person, a Muslim person, the profile picture wearing a hijab, believe lesbian, identifies as lesbian, non-binary, female presenting, posts things about being fat all the time, doesn't like skinny people, etc., etc. This is the kind of person that would really rile up that section of Twitter who was really anti-SJW. And so Z ticked all the boxes just to rile up as many people as they could, if it was indeed made up. We don't know. I don't know. I'm just speculating. But Spooksy also says that it's possible for people to be like this, and that was a real person, and they were saying it to get attention. But given what we know now in August 2021 about how people can be two-faced, lying, and hide under lots of different personalities and lots of different online personas, how do we know this? How do we know that ZeeFixesArt wasn't just something that was like a concocted just to create drama? We don't know, do we? I mean, it really sounds to me like this could be another one of Shannon's funny little turns, you know. I mean, if it's a social experiment or sort of conceptual art project, it's absolutely brilliant. It's genius. It's also extremely disturbing and psychologically bent. So who knows? Who knows? If anyone's got any theories about this, any ideas, am I way off the mark? I don't know. It just seemed to be, it just something in my mind just went, this is too much of a coincidence. This is too similar. This is just, you know, I mean, there's obviously tons and tons of people riling people up on the internet. I don't know. I mean, I try not to go down that rabbit hole because it's really disturbing and depressing. But to me, I just thought, this is awfully reminiscent of something. It's, you know, it's like when you wake up in the morning and you have a dream and you think, I had that same dream the other night. It was, to me, it was felt like that. I could be well off the mark. I don't know. I'm just an old cow, you know. I'm just an old geezer on the internet, you know. But yeah, I mean, I don't like to speculate, and I'm not sending any hate to anyone. I just think it's a really interesting parallel and a really interesting phenomenon, and I'm just leaving my views on. And whatever. But I'd like to be educated about this, because like I really don't know. And you know, the more you know, the better informed you are. And all I'm doing is acting on my own instincts at this point. So I'm not acting. I'm just doing this video. I'm not going out and hassling anybody. Please don't hassle anybody as well. This is just my inclination. This is just my idea. Okay. So please don't go out and hassle anybody. Okay. But just also be wary that people on the internet who claim to be a paragon of virtue are often a paragon of shite. So you know, this is the toilet bowl, and we're not talking about. Well, this isn't gold. This isn't a gold mine. This is a cesspit, basically. The whole internet cesspit. So I said sex pit there. Oh, wishful thinking. Cesspit, not sex pit. God. Oh, I'm going to go and get myself another glass of wine now, and I'll see you all whenever, sometime, and keep cool and fruity. Bye now. Oops. My remote control, I haven't figured out how this works yet.